Welcome back, everybody. This is Team FumeVac coming to you from the Hastings Air Energy Tech Center in New Berlin, Wisconsin. What we're going to review today in this video is the FumeVac ErgoMax 400 amp and 500 amp fume extraction guns. Rather than jump right in to cover the features, advantages, benefits of the FumeVac ErgoMax gun, we thought we'd start this video off with a short demonstration of how well the product works. We're going to be running a 1/16 diameter E71T1 flux core with gas shielded wire. We're running a 75-25 argon CO2 gas mix at approximately 220, 230 amps and 25 volts. Running a standard horizontal fillet, and we'll be using the FumeVac FV500-20 4-gun 500 CFM extractor unit. Wait till you see this. Effective industrial ventilation and weld fume control are essential to ensure the safety and well-being of your employees. One of the most effective ways of capturing the hazardous materials that you find in weld fumes is by means of a source capture tool such as the FumeVac ErgoMax gun. So what are some of the potential health effects that you might find by regularly breathing welding fumes? And not just in a short period of time, but over the lifetime of a career, for example. You might find that you'll encounter bouts of pneumonia, occupational asthma, for example. In the case of galvanized steel, you could likely encounter weld fume fever, which is a pretty nasty flu-like symptom. Of course, irritation of the eyes, nose, throats, lungs. You could have temporary reduced lung function, potential fertility problems, believe it or not. And one of the worst case scenarios is over long-term exposure. You can encounter a pretty bad case of manganism or Parkinsonian disease, and that's usually related to extensive manganese exposure. Last but certainly not least, and in certain cases of weld fumes such as hexavalent chrome, you can encounter a potential case of cancer. When we refer to the term source capture, we're talking about capturing the fumes either right at the arc or in the general vicinity of welding. In the case of a fume gun, you absolutely can't get better than that as far as capturing at the arc. But there are other forms of weld fume mitigation that can be, in certain cases, quite effective, such as standard and custom designed robotic weld cell hoods, high vacuum fume extraction arms, custom backdraft booths, portable high vacuum extraction units, not just downdraft tables, but big downdraft tables. However, all of these different versions of localized or source capture fume extraction aren't always the most effective. For what reason? Well, sometimes the part moves around a lot. Other reasons is the operator is not as diligent as he or she ought to be to locate the arm in the optimal point to capture the fume. For other reasons, sometimes you have cross currents in the factory or on the plant floor, manual fans that affect the airflow and can affect the fact that the fumes can enter into the operator's breathing zone. And lastly, sometimes the parts are just plain too big and we can't locate them under an appropriate hood or on an appropriate downdraft table. So at the end of the day, one of the best solutions is a source capture fume gun to capture it right at the arc.